as there's a few architects here in the audience, and they know well that architects are sensitive to proportion. And what you maybe notice that I'm standing away from Arek because proportionally he's going to make me look wider. Anyway, I started the business about 10 years ago when the rebates started and the tax credits, and those two are essentials for this business. If they disappear, the businesses will disappear, as Reagan did in 80s. Anyway, changing the, okay. In the first ones that I installed, and with a couple of professors, UCLA was in 80s, and then, as I said, during Reagan time, the whole business died until September of 2001, when the state and federal tax credits became available, as well as rebates. And while I was doing green design, I slowly merged into this solar photovoltaic. And today we are installing maybe 2 or 3 houses per week, and we are installing one commercial project per month, and we have the biggest project so far in Los Angeles history, 1.5 megawatt. We are going to start in a couple of weeks, and we are going to grow to about 70 to 80 people shortly. Our specialty is in design. We have a couple of architects in the office, electrical engineer on staff, the principals, and our installers are also university graduates, so the quality of the design and the understanding of the business is pretty well, and we customize to every project that we come up to. And I'm going to show some slides from these, and hopefully this is one of the solar projects we did some years ago. Actually, the owner of that building is here in the audience. It's one of the biggest ones in LA in those years, 2003-04. And we actually had a problem with the roof, and we had to only install on the columns. We couldn't install on the roof itself, so we had to bring big 60-foot beams with a big crane and install it on columns only. This is another one that the owner didn't want to put it on the roof, so we brought it behind his boulders in Chatsworth and put it on columns. This is the cranes that we used for that big project, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, for those big beams. And this is underneath that project. Solar panels that are in boxes, and they're going to go on the floor and then unwrap and put them on the rails that are already installed. This is some of the installation of that project. This is a more complete version of it. And some of the connecting points. This is another view of that. We took a helicopter and we took these shots. This is Mari Manukyan School in San Fernando Valley. This is kind of 8 o'clock in the morning, and you can see about 1,000 panels that we installed on this roof. Initially it was a PPA program, but then it had to be converted to just a financing because LADWP doesn't accept PPAs. PPA is power purchase agreement. Government projects we've done. This is Los Angeles City College. It's Los Angeles City College, the new sports center. It's on top of that roof. We still have, after 1.5 years, we still haven't been receiving the last payment. And NWS wire. They wanted to maximize the solar panels, and as you can see, we shielded the back of it with some panels, so the uplift from the wind is not going to be a structural issue. Some of these things that we customize and kind of take pride on those. Residential, some projects. Some of those writings I'm missing. This is a house. We started a little bit of the process that we did, the mounts that we put on the roofs, and then this was pretty high tilt sloping roof. So the methods that we have to install on challenging roofs. This is the owner, proud owner of it. AC disconnect, which always has to be there, utility company requires, because whenever there is power, they want to shut down the powers, they come and put a lock on it and shut down the solar on each house. Picture kind of ended project. Another project, the owner wanted very much to maximize the orientation, so we faced them all south facing at 34-degree tilt, which is the optimal tilt. A canopy option, the owner wanted to have shade. This is Santa Clarita Valley, very hot. So we used solar panels as shading device. Another one with shading. We've installed this kind, which is dual access, which is always follows the sun at every hour of the day and every season of the year. Some others, we've done a lot of ground mount wherever the owner doesn't want it on the roof, or they don't care about the looks on the ground. So this is another one which is on sloping grounds. I'm kind of showing these so you understand all the different things. It's also Audi has it on the roof, which ventilates when during the daytime when it's parked and it's very hot. It rolls down the windows and it starts an air conditioning while it's waiting. The meter, as you probably know, the solar generates electricity for the usage of the property, and if the property doesn't need it anymore, then it feeds back to the grid, and the meter spins backward and gives the same amount of credit that you buy the energy, that you sell it at the same price. This is called net metering, which is very essential to the solar also. We have had challenges in the past 10 years. The first one was LADWP, Mayor Hahn, when he came, he stopped the solar rebate for 3 years. And so half of our market was dead.